this video you will understand why humanity is living in the last pre-tribulation days. The US has the ability to launch an attack on Russia using a nuclear device to generate an electromagnetic pulse or EMP, which produces little radiation on the ground but carries the potential to eliminate all electronic defenses and disable the electrical supply of the parents. Nuclear weapons can generate electromagnetic pulses, EMP. But EMP bombs, sometimes called sixth-generation weapons, can generate powerful gamma rays and other radiation that propagate very quickly. The radiation interacts with oxygen and nitrogen atoms in the air to generate an extremely strong electromagnetic pulse. These pulses can damage all electrical and electronic equipment within the pump's operating range. Another way to disseminate an electromagnetic pulse would be through powerful microwave weapons, developed through HAARP technology, already dominated by the US and which are already part of its arsenal. These weapons are capable of generating concentrated beams of high-power microwaves, and if installed in cruise missiles they can hit ground targets. The magnetic pulse or EMP, produced by a nuclear device when detonated at high altitude, creates a very strong magnetic field, damaging communication equipment, computers, electronic devices connected to power supplies or antennas, vehicle and aircraft ignition systems. Meanwhile, a super EMP bomb, also known as a nuclear EMP, causes a nuclear explosion through electromagnetic radiation, according to the study. The effects of an EMP bomb are harmful throughout its field. That's why experts in the United States call a scenario in which these weapons are used a blackout war, according to the congressional study. Subscribe to the channel. An EMP is a high-intensity burst of electromagnetic energy caused by the rapid acceleration of charged particles. An EMP wave creates three chaotic effects. First, the shock can change electrical devices. The second effect is similar to a wave, which will burn circuits and immobilize electronic components and systems. The third is a pulse effect, which will flow through power transmission lines, distribution centers and lines. Any of these will cause irreversible damage to electronic systems and electrical power transmission networks. An electromagnetic bomb, or E-bomb, is a weapon designed precisely to take advantage of this dependence. This type of bomb destroys most electrically powered machines, rather than simply cutting power to a region. Generators would become useless, cars would stop starting, and there would be no possibility of making a phone call. In a matter of seconds, an electromagnetic bomb could put an entire city back in the past or render its military might completely inoperative. Also, precision is not needed to drop an EMP bomb as the field coverage is very extensive. An EMP bomb detonated at 30 kilometers covers a radius of about 600 kilometers. When the device detonates at 400 kilometers, the radius reaches 2,200 kilometers, large enough to cover an area the size of New York City all the way to San Francisco. Once the EMP bomb is detonated, it has a potentially catastrophic effect, damaging electrical grids, computer systems and electronic systems, including those used by the Army, as well as critical infrastructure such as telecommunications networks, pipelines, banks and sanitation systems. The Earth and its upper atmosphere, the ionosphere, behave as electrical conductors, and the atmosphere as an insulator. The result of this is that the upper atmosphere and the Earth form a gigantic capacitor capable of storing a tremendous electrical charge. If an atomic bomb were detonated in the upper layers of the atmosphere, the heat generated would ionize the place of the explosion, and this gigantic capacitor would be shorted, discharging all its energy. The voltage developed would reach millions of volts. In addition to the localized attack, another scenario that has been proposed is the detonation of an EMP affecting the entire planet Earth. With electronic systems disabled, EMP-induced industrial accidents can cause widespread explosions and fires. When chemical plants explode, the toxic clouds generated pollute the air, water and land. In addition, nuclear power reactors run out of emergency power in a matter of days and then explode, spreading radioactivity to nearby areas. A detonation at an altitude of several miles would not only affect all electronic components, it could also damage electrical systems in much of Europe and also drastically affect all U.S. military installations in the region. Without breathing air and clean water, people start dying after a period of time. In 1 year, as some EMP experts warned more than a decade ago, 9 out of 10 Americans will have died of hunger, disease and social collapse. The United States of America will cease to exist. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and activate notifications, to receive new videos. Thanks.